Hello my dear viewers, welcome to this reading. This reading is for all Sagittarians and it's for the month of October, a little bit over 2025. My dear Sagittarius, this is all about your money, everything you need to know about your finances, your work, your career, and everything about your money, overall money, what's coming, what's hidden, what's important for you to know, what to expect, resolutions to your career, work issues, all of that for the month of October and a little bit over. So I'd like to welcome each and every one of you and start this reading with two important messages for all of you. I'd like to take this opportunity to convey to you my best wishes, regards to each and every one of you. Now, my dear Sag, I'd like to say thank you also. I'm in gratitude for all your contribution towards my health. Watching 1 or 2 extra videos a week is helping me on a grand scale, and I'm very much grateful because I've been minus a lot of viewing time and I was compensating by doing too much work, and then it started affecting my breathing. So I really am very, very grateful that you are contributing towards supporting me by seeing 1 or 2 extra videos. And even if you get bored, watch a little bit and then you just let it run its end so that it's not stopped halfway, and that way it's counted. That's the way it works. And thank you very much again for your support. Now I'll begin with the first message. Let's have a look for all Sagittarians. What's the most important factor? Wow, you're going through a transmutation. You're rising like the phoenix, and it looks to me like you're going to overcome a challenge that's been standing in your way, taking a lot out of your energy. You're throwing that away and you're moving forward. And you're moving forward without any doubt or any uncertainty. I see November, even though we're doing October reading, but I see November is going to be the mark of that, where you will realize that you are going through this transmutation, and the sides of it will start beginning, or bits and pieces of it will start reforming in October, and then by November you are going to be flying because you'll start seeing that there is major changes and transformations. So that is wonderful. Rising like the phoenix is like also having a new lease of life. So let's see the second message for all Sagittarians. Wow. It says here that we have the owl's wisdom, which is all about using your mind and your heart both united when you are making any kind of decision. Especially, again, to overcome a challenge, you need, and to free yourself from something, you have to unite your heart, your gut feeling, with your mind. And when they're both unanimous, then you're able to make the right decision and finally overcome something that was overwhelming, that was too much, or that was sort of rather, that was a challenging situation where it was taking a lot out of you. That is going to be resolved by making the right decision with your heart, your intuition, and your logic, your mind, and practicality. Now I'm going to take one message that might help you either get an answer to something you've been wondering, or guidance, some sort of guidance in regard to something it's on your mind and you're constantly thinking about it. Let's have a look. The truth for all Sagittarians. And it says yes. The answer is yes. There's a certain yes here. So whatever you're thinking, should I or shouldn't I? Is this going to happen? Yes, it is all going to happen. You got an answer of a yes. That's really wonderful. Okay. Let's move on to the next level. And the next one is 2 messages from this deck. I'm going to be cutting twice for all Sagittarians. The first one, we have the Tower. The Tower shows that something or someone is going to be removed from your life. It's a situation where maybe you were in a comfort zone, where you were enforced to be in that comfort zone even though you weren't, but you had to give up and persevere and give up on many things that you wanted. And then finally you made it okay to be in a comfort zone. This comfort zone is coming to an end. This is happening within, I would say, within 16 weeks from October onwards. Within that time frame, there's going to be an ending to a chapter that was very difficult and overwhelming. That's why you're transmutating and moving to a new lease of life, because this is ending. Okay, let's take the second message for all Sagittarians. So if you were not happy or you were putting up with a situation, you're finally going to be doing something. Something's going to come up that you'll be able to move away from this. Now, the next one says that there will be an offer. The Emperor is about power and authority. You having power and authority in your life. This is also about an offer that puts you in power. This is coming 4 weeks time. 4 weeks from when? I would say from October onwards, 4 weeks. If you were stuck in a situation, whether you should or not, or a path that you were not sure, especially if it was about movement or travel or something to do with stability, like you were not sure about somebody else's stability, should I do this? This is going to be resolved when some money is coming and you are leaving the past behind you. You see the Six of Cups, that's leaving the past behind and moving forward. So if there was a situation where you were stuck, that's going to be resolved. You're moving ahead. You're moving forward. Now, I'm going to take 2 messages from another deck and see what's going on. This is also connected to Aries, people that might have Aries in them, just so you know. Right. It could be an ending with someone that is Aries. It is a possibility that you had like put up with so long and now like it's time to go. You're going to start a new life. Let's have a look now for 2 more important messages, cutting twice. So the first one, a new beginning with victory, a new beginning that gives you clarity. You get to see the truth. You get to understand where you're at. You have a breakthrough. Exceptional amount of victories and success coming your way. Absolute triumph and success, victory all over the place for you. So that is wonderful, and a new beginning. And that's why this is ending, because you're destined for a new beginning. Let's have a look at one more message. And we have, wow, your intuition is trying to talk to you. That's what this is all about, this part here. Your intuition is your wisdom. Your logic is your mind. So your wisdom comes from within, from seeing, knowing everything. And that is our inner higher self. So your higher self knows something. It wants to let you know. Maybe it's showing you dreams. You're seeing weird dreams, strange dreams, worrying when people see separation or endings. They get scared. But you've got to know, whenever there is an ending, there's almost always a spectacular new beginning. So that's what's happening here. And your higher self is trying to tell you something spiritual is going to take place. It is going to be spiritual. It is going to be a new doorway is going to be opening. And there's divine timing as to when. And I feel like it's going to be around December. For some of you, it could be November, between November, December. I just feel that very strong because I can't explain it. It's 16 weeks, within 16 weeks. And we've got 2 here. I do feel it's around December, maximum December. No, for some of you, it could be November. Between November and December, something major, something big is happening. Okay, so that's that one. Now I'm going to take 3 messages from another deck. And we'll take it from there. We'll see what these 3 other messages in regard to exactly what we're talking about here. And I'm going to cut only once for these 3 messages for all Sagittarians. Here we go. Mars, wow. We're talking Aries. This is strong Aries situation. You know why? Because Mars is the ruler of Aries, and this is the Aries card. The Emperor represents Aries. So there is something. Passion, lust, anger, attraction, vitality, but it's all about action more than anything else. Taking action in regard. The Knight of Wands. This is taking action where you were not able before. This is about the leaving. I really strongly believe that you're leaving behind someone that has Aries in them, because the Knight of Wands is about taking action where you were not able before, and it's connected to Mars, which is this Aries here. I just feel like something major is happening and you're able to take action. For some of you, for the majority, you are dealing with an Aries, and for the rest, you might be dealing with a situation that wasn't comfortable and you're finally given an offer. A beautiful offer comes along, and because of this offer, you're able to leave behind a situation where you were not happy. And the offer that comes is going to give you power and authority. So it's not any offer. It's going to be one that's going to be quite wonderful for you. So that's why you're taking it. The truth, very interesting. New perspectives, seeing the truth. You're finally going to see the truth. And you're finally taking action. Because of the honesty, because of the truth that's coming out, you're finally able, and that's the truth also. The Ace of Swords is seeing the truth and having clarity in seeing the truth. And then, of course, what's been removed is all connected to this truth. There's communication and there's honesty. Finally, you're going to be seeing the truth. And it's this truth that's releasing you completely from this situation. And the final one, it says renewal. Wow, renewal, just like this one here. A new lease of life. Was that there? No, this was here. A new lease of life. New life, fresh start. Healing, a new lease of life. Starting fresh, healing from a crisis even, because this can be a crisis. The way this ends is going to be a bit of a crisis. So the sacral chakra is here. So I feel like you are going to start a new life. And that's what the Phoenix is all about. Starting a new life. And it's all happening for you. So this is magnificent with everything that we see here. The fire. The fire is all over the place, as you can see. This is magnificent. Look at that. So Mars energy and fire is you also, my dear Sag. So something is igniting. Something magnificent is igniting, and it's taking you to the highest level. This renewal is going to take you to high levels of a new life. A really wonderful new life. Okay, so that's great. All right, what you don't see happening and coming, we'll take one card perhaps or two, or just have a look at them. It says intuition. This is again to do with this. Your intuition is letting you know. Maybe like you'll say, why didn't I see it? When you're seeing everything, the truth. But the truth of the matter is, there may have been deceit, hidden matters, there was fear, and things were not as they appear. There was a lot of that, a lot of hidden matters. They are coming to light, and you are finally going to be able to see your path clearly with the moon. This is the moon. And then change was imminent. Change is upside down. That means change, it's time now. It wasn't, if you're saying why I didn't see this before, why wasn't I shown this before? Because it's finally you're seeing it because you're destined now to take action. You're destined to relocate. Some of you are relocating. The Eight of Wands is about finally seeing things and moving towards them, and also resolving a problem and taking advantage of a great opportunity. So the change that's happening is going to bring on the truth and a beautiful opportunity where you are going to be empowered. That's what it looks like to me. And then you're left with the memories, but the memories are the past, and you move on. You take the memories with you and you move forward. Okay, now that's very, very deep. Let's take on a few more cards. My throat is drying up badly. I'm just going to take one sip of water and continue. Bear with me. And I'm back. My dear viewers, we're going to take 3 messages from another deck and see what else you need to know. Let's have a look. The chess. This is all about strategies. Money strategy, work strategy, looking at the long term, wise spending. It's using your wisdom. Again, we've got the owl here, the wisdom. And by the way, the owl is also about an ending, so it's connected to this. A chapter ends. Long term, looking at long term, what to do and how to strategize situations. You are going to be so what's the word? So restricted, like so adamant to make sure that you're following some sort of a strategy or some sort of a system. You are going to do that. You're going to be thinking things through and finding resolutions for long term. Some of you are looking at careers in military, leading positions, and positions where you are making decisions about other people and organizing situations, people's organizations, all of that strategy. Okay, so now we move on to the next card, the next message for all Sagittarians. Oh, starting over. This is again the Phoenix. Starting over, saving up, thinking about your resources, starting a new life, a new business, a new chapter. The golden egg is magnificent. It is about opportunities, it's about insurance, about new opportunities, about healthcare, taking care of your health, working in healthcare, taking care of others, and insurance. Insurance is always important with this. It always comes along with the golden egg. Okay, so we're going to take one more for all Sagittarians, October onwards. And it says there is some sort of hidden factor that you are going to reveal. That's what this is all about, revealing some truth. Some of you might be finding money. Some of you might be finding things that was stolen. Theft is part of this. Some of you might find money that you had saved somewhere and you finally found it. You had forgotten about it. This is about unknown factors. Sometimes it can be about deception, someone not being themselves and hiding the truth, because we had that here somewhere also, the truth being revealed. And this can be also on the positive side, careers in acting, assistant positions, assisting team leader positions, hidden potential being discovered, and unknown factors being discovered also. So that's that one. Okay, that's the end of these three. Now we move on to the next level. The next level is, before clarifying, I'm going to take two messages from this deck for all Sagittarians. So there's one. Is that one or two? It's one. I'll just see if there's another one. No, that's too many. Okay. Okay, I'll try just for one more there. And then I'll try two on the other side, because this deck, I have divided it into two, just so you know why, so you can understand why I'm doing that. So now I'll just take one, and that's plenty. So we got three. Now, let's have a look. The first one we had was pineapple. Oh my God, we got the golden egg. I'll talk about the golden egg here. So the pineapple is about, let me put my glasses on. It's about abundance. It's about wealth, according to ancient wisdom. It's about something sweet in life. Life becomes more easier, more sweeter, more money and abundance. According to the tea leaf, it says it's reconciliation. Reconciliation. So that's the pineapple. And the flag. The flag is about setting your boundaries. It's about boundaries, and it's about reclaiming your rights, reclaiming everything that belongs to you. Finally, you're claiming what you deserve, and destiny also is giving you what you deserve. According to the tea leaf, it says, do not be tempted to lower your standards. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. Okay, now I'm going to do the golden egg. The golden egg, I've repeated twice. You're starting over, something new, something wonderful. Because it's the golden egg, it's something incredible. There's going to be plenty of resources. There's going to be plenty of action. And there's going to be plenty of wealth and abundance coming with whatever you're starting at the time that you're starting it. According to the tea leaf, the tea leaf says, success assured with good plans and hard work. Okay. That's the tea leaf. According to me, it's spectacular. It's magical. The golden egg. All right. Now that we established that, let's clarify some of the cards and understand what's going on. We're going to start with this Aries energy, and let's see what this is. Taking action. Being able finally to take action. And I feel like this is very much like starting over, and the strategies that are taking place. This is truly making the right choices, strategizing, right? And then starting over, starting something magnificent. That's what I see here. Something incredible is about to start. So prepare yourself for it, because it's going to be magnificent. Some of you could be starting a new business or doing a new way of doing something. But certainly you are getting rid of situations that were not working. You're removing them completely, and you're starting over. Okay, back to where we were. Strategy, and the egg goes here. Now I'm going to clarify. We're starting with this to see what action are you taking. What is it that you're doing? Oh. The Nine of Swords. Let's see what else. I'm going to cut it now in regard to the Knight of Wands and Mars, Aries. Okay. It looks like to me, some of you might be considering starting your own business with someone, making a lot of profits. That's for sure. That's what's coming up. You are taking action because you were not happy. You were feeling guilty, unhappy, just stuck in a situation where it wasn't working. This could have been in connection to someone that might have been Aries with air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Someone that might have been born under the sun of Aries, like the sun sign Aries, and have air in them. Or they could be born under the air energy and have Aries in them. So fire, I'll just say fire and air energy. Air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, just so you know. And then we got Aries. We don't have fire energies. Okay. So what's happening here is that there was a situation where it was causing you a lot of worry, sleepless nights, you were unhappy. There was so much that you were not happy. Finally, you're leaving and you are going to become happy, especially those of you that have got Aries in you, especially those of you who have got air energy in you, like Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. You're leaving a situation that was very complicated and you're moving forward. In fact, I feel like the complication was coming from someone that might have been Aries. I just feel that very strong for some of you. And finally, you are destined to live a life of wealth and abundance, a life of happiness, a life of harmony, a life of blessings, getting your own place, getting your own business, getting your own home, something where you can call home. It's just magnificent. I feel the relocation is imminent here. And the action you're taking is finally saying goodbye to this. I'm not going to be living a life of guilt and unhappiness. I'm moving towards a better future, a brighter future. And that's what you're doing. And that's what the start over of the egg is all about. This is what the start over is. The start over where you're taking action. This is the situation that you're taking action in regard. And you're going to a place, to a situation where you are going to be absolutely blessed. There's so many blessings, so much blessings for you that you will be in awe, amazed at the blessings that are coming. Okay, so that explains that. Now, we're moving on to see what truth is being finally revealed. What's going on here? What is this truth that was hidden? And you're standing at the front of the truth. The truth is you were destined to live a life of wealth and luxury, a life, an absolute, incredible life. You were destined for that. That's why you're leaving this situation, workplace, whatever this is, or even career, and you're starting fresh. And new prosperity comes and begins in your life, and it transmutes you, takes you to high levels of absolute, incredible wealth and abundance, a life of luxury, of happiness, of power, of everything you have imagined and more, even more than you have imagined. You are going to be so happy and so prosperous. There's so much money here where even early retirement is simple, very easy. You don't have to think of anything. This is a life of wealth and millionaires. And that's what it looks like is destined for you. This new beginning is taking you. Maybe it's going to happen after you relocate, after you move. You're moving, and then that's what's destined for you. That's what's coming. So I feel like, my dear Sag, your life is transmuting, changing, and all the lies and everything that's happening here was for you to wake up. It was a wake-up call for you to leave. There is a water energy entering your life. It is because of a water energy. Maybe you will thrive. They will be by your side. Water energy are Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Okay. Have a look at your general reading, and that's going to tell you further as to what's this. So look at these cards together. This is magnificent. Blessings, wealth, prosperity, and miracles pouring into your life. And you being in so much gratitude. This is the face of gratitude. This is the face of gratitude. So gratitude all the way. Okay, let's move on to the next level. So now we know why the painful truth is here. Okay, let's have a look at this again to do with Aries. Something about Aries. And empowerment. So the Emperor is not just Aries. The Emperor is about empowerment, being empowered. Let's start with this new beginning. The Ace of Swords. It looks like you're starting fresh, leaving something behind and moving forward. You could be leaving an earth energy behind, or you could be leaving due to an earth energy that might offer you a position because you're going towards the light and leaving a very painful, awful situation. You're leaving it behind and moving forward to a better place. And I feel like in regard to moving, also you could be leaving behind an air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, or you yourself could be an air energy. And this could be saying, finally you're seeing the truth and you're able to go. Let's have a look at what is being removed from your life. The Tower. What is no longer working that's being removed, my dear Sag? Let's have a look. It is being removed. There it is, the Tower. Okay, so we asked about the Tower. We got the Tower. You are supposed to live a life of absolute happiness. Absolute, as you can see, hands in the air. As you can see here, where's the other one? Hands in the air, in gratitude for all the blessings. You see that? Hands in the air. This is the illustration of, being grateful for all the blessings that are coming in. That's what you're destined. This Tower situation someone had to be removed from your life. Otherwise, you would never be able to leave that area. And this person, again, I do keep seeing Aries with Libra. Aries with Aquarius or Gemini. There's air energy involved. And I feel like the person that's leaving or being left is leaving or being left could be Aries, Aquarius, Aries, Libra, Aries, Gemini. It's that kind of a situation. It's an air energy, air fire. So what's happening is the reason that you're overcoming all the obstacles and becoming a winner and taking the leave, taking a stand and being able to go, and taking action with the ace, the Knight of Wands, and relocating, moving. This is all happening and being victorious. Victory. This is victory. This is victory. So you're not just leaving, but you're leaving with great victory. And that's what's important. Because why? You are destined for a rebirth. A new lease of life that brings you all this happiness. That's what you're destined for. That's the reality of your destiny. You're destined for an absolute and incredible life of abundance and happiness. So that's where you're going. So now that, whether it's a job thing where you're moving to having your own business, whatever it may be, it's fantastic. Let's have a look at the renewal. And it says you've been sacrificing enough. You're destined for this new lease of life. A new path begins where it brings you a lot of truth, a lot of clarity, and a great victory. An amazing victory. Sacrifice. You've been sacrificing and just putting up with situations and trying to sort of sucking up everything. It's over. One of your oldest wishes is going to be granted. It's coming. So be prepared for it. Let's see what's hidden from you. The High Priestess. What is hidden? Wow. You're leaving the past. What's hidden from you, if you don't know it now, you're leaving the past, saying goodbye to the past. And you're starting fresh in a very celebratory kind of a lifestyle coming up. You are going to be celebrating every moment. Maybe not every moment, that's a bit exaggerated, but you'll be celebrating the life that is destined for you, because it looks to me from every angle, it is just spectacular from every angle. It looks like it's magical. Not only emotional fulfillment, but a lot of wealth. A lot of money is coming. Exceptional amounts of money are coming in your way, in your life. So you're destined for all of this, and that is magnificent. You are going to be so empowered, like you've never had this power before, when you have all these blessings pouring into your life. So finally, I'm going to do the Aries, the Emperor, because the Emperor not only is just Aries, but it is empowerment. It is having the power to do as you please, to have power over your journey, over your life, over your business, how to run everything your way. So let's have a look at the Emperor for all Sagittarians. Freedom and the rest from a big battle. You're finally going to be free. No more cares and worries in the world, and resting from a major battle that you have won. You have won, and you are going to be rewarded. You are going to be given a lot of strength and courage to move forward, and rewards are on their way. That is magnificent, my dear Sag. I'll take 2 more messages from this deck and see what else you need to know. Wow. Answering the call, it means you reach to the end of the destination. You reach to the end of a situation or a karmic situation that you were dealing with for a long time. And now it's time for you to reap the rewards for all that you have put up with. So it's the time now, answering the call. This means divine timing is right now. The time is right now. This is the time now. And when that happens, that just means like you don't have to wait any longer. Traveling lightly, simplify your life. Now that you have a new lease of life, simplify it and travel lightly. I'm going to take 3 messages with 3 time frames for all Sagittarians. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, 2 have come up. So I'll take the 2 and I'll take 1 more. Usually I do 1 at a time, but it doesn't matter. So there's another part of the Emperor, which is leadership. But I'll start with the first one. The first one is 3. Within 3 weeks from October onwards, or I would say up to 3 weeks to 3 months, there's going to be a lot of creativity, a lot of happiness, a lot of ideas. You'll be getting all these ideas that you want to put into action. A lot of creativity, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement, a lot of action. And it's all possible. It's all doable. You can do it. 3 weeks to 3 months from October onwards, including October itself. Then your environment's changing. With this Knight of Wands, while you're moving, relocating, changing, there is a change in your environment, but all this change is bringing you extraordinary amount of success, and also it's transcending you to high levels where you couldn't have even imagined that that would have been possible prior to where you were, and the magnitude of problems you had. You would never have imagined that you would have reached to this kind of environment, this kind of happiness, this kind of ranking up to high levels, and with a lot of success. Timing, we've got 4 to 8 weeks from October onwards. Then comes the leadership position you might be offered. The Emperor is also a leadership position. It is being in leadership over your life, over your business, running your own office, running your own business, running your own home, having empowerment over your life and your journey. Finally, you are going to take the lead. Or you could be offered an amazing position of authority. And we're talking about 9 weeks from October onwards, including October itself. 9 weeks within that time frame, your leadership should be coming through. Finally, I'm going to look at one Chinese cookie to see if there's anything they want to tell you, my dear Sag. If there's anything that you need to know, one message. And there it is. Yes, there is something. Let's have a look. It says here, challenges. Take time out from problems or conflicts, or approach them softly to avoid making matters worse. That's very important. So approach them very softly so that things don't become worse. There are some problems. I did see the conflicts, the challenges at the beginning, and I said you will override them. They're moving away. The challenges are going. They're absolutely being removed from your life. Remember, the answer is yes, and you're moving forward, and you can see now the amount of happiness and abundance that is waiting for you in this lifestyle that's coming. Lifestyle that brings you so much blessings in so many ways, as you can see. This is how I'm going to leave your reading. Wishing you the best of the best and everything. This is more than the best. So, my dear viewers, do give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the reading. And please continue your support by watching 1 or 2 extra videos a week just to support me and my health. It means a lot to me. Even if you watch a little bit and let it run it by until it ends, that's it. That's enough. That would be plenty for me, and I'll be in gratitude. Please accept my deepest regards, best wishes, sincere blessings, love, light, and peace to each and every one of you. Namaste.